Since its earliest days, San Francisco has been known as a theater town. A lot of people don't realize that America's first family of the stage, the Booth family, started here, played here, made San Francisco a theatrical destination. And of course, after the 1906 earthquake, well, one of the first things to rebuild were theaters. With us today is another contemporary theater innovator. Welcome, Nick Olivero of Boxcar and the Speakeasy.
Yeah, you got it.
So, besides the bow ties, because it's been several years since I've seen you, what else is new? I want to know about what is the Speakeasy and why the name?
So the Speakeasy was actually a brainchild of mine back from 2006. You remember the Magic Theater?
I do remember the Magic
Theater. We go way back then.
Yes.
So when I used to work there, which is how we met, I had this idea for a show that would have a casino in it with a cabaret and a bunch of different characters that were kind of walking around, and people would have to get passwords to get in. And I kind of filed it away for years and years and years. And this was the start of what would turn into this very, very large endeavor that's absorbed most of the last 5 years of my life.
Yeah.
And of course, immersive theater has gotten huge in the last few years with everything that's happened in New York and London, which is great. And there's still not a lot of people doing it out here, even though, as you know, we've done shows on buses and beaches and people's living rooms and all around the place. So we've now taken that, the kind of homegrown little model where we did the smaller shows and said, let's go all in and do something really big and outrageous, and here we are.
So now, the Speakeasy is a concept, or it is a production every night that is the same?
Yeah, so it's
or just a destination where you never know what you're going to see?
No, it's actually it's a theatrical experience, right? So we've built this 1920s Prohibition club where everyone gets dressed up and comes, they get their casino chips and they gamble. We have blackjack tables, craps tables, roulette. Of course, it's all entertainment purposes only. Yes.
Right.
The booze is illegal. Everything feels illegal. But you go into this the storefront, Joe's Clock Shop, which is the front for the illegal speakeasy, and you walk through a grandfather clock, and on the other side is this party. And in addition to the experience of the club, there's vaudeville acts, sword swallowers, magicians, jugglers, that whole chorus girls singing and dancing, the Eddie Cantor doing vaudeville routines, that sort of thing. There's also 35 different actors who you could follow around. So the bartender's an actor, he also makes the drinks, the doormen are actors, person sitting at the bar flies, the flappers, the floozies, the con men, everyone. You don't even know who's in the show and who's not.
Well, that's my question. So, I assume you pay for this.
You pay a lot.
I mean,
this is very expensive.
Right. This is a for-profit.
Yeah.
entity.
This is yeah. No.
Someone has to pay for your clothes.
Yeah. I got to get it dry clean like every night because they're drunks and degenerates and they're spitting and they're alcohol.
Are they the actors?
No, I'm talking about the audience.
Yeah. So these drunks and degenerates who pay you to come to this thing,
they have to. Yeah.
They don't know if that person next to them, the floozy, as you said, is an actor
We had someone follow, an audience member follow another actor around, they said for like 20 minutes. And they said they went into the bathroom, and that's when they realized it wasn't an actor. It was just another audience member they had been following around
I don't know
for
if
20
I want
minutes.
To get much more into that story.
But you know what I took away from it? I went, we should have scenes in the bathroom. Well, and we do. For the new show, we're writing scenes that happen in the bathroom, as well as all these other little rooms.
This sounds like an episode of The Real Housewives.
Yeah, it's something.
Well, it's funny. I said The Real Housewives. I was trying to be funny, but we are in an era when reality, quote unquote, everything.
It's like reality theater.
Well, is that what this would be? You called it immersive theater. I mean, would this be like reality theater?
It's reality in the 1920s. It's scripted. It's not improvised.
Okay.
It's not every night it changes. It's fully scripted. The same stories happen, but there's so much happening. There's over 1,000 pages of the script. It's all happening at the same time, layered on top of each other, compacted within 3.5 hours. But if you spread it all out, you're looking at over 10+ hours of.
If you stretched it all out.
If you stretched it all out. It's 10 hours of material I got to rehearse. I have 3 directors on it. I've got 3 assistant directors, multiple choreographers, multiple lighting designers to create. We're basically doing like 4 or 5 plays simultaneously. Now, if you remember, Boxcar did.
Yes, they did.
Tennessee Williams did. Right. These were the training grounds. How do I do 3 plays? With Tennessee Williams, we did 3 plays at the same time, and then we did Sam Shepard. We did 4 plays at the same time. Now I'm doing like 5 or 6 simultaneously in the same room.
I mean, you just have ADD or what? I mean,
yeah, it's a lot going on. It takes, you know, remember that old show, what was it, House and Garden?
Yes.
Where characters would make one exit and do another. It's like that, except there's no backstage in between. It's straight up, you exit the bar, you go into the casino. So the timing is...
So is it dinner theater? Do you go to people eat, or is it just you go in as a play? You can have a drink.
There's booze. There's a lot of booze.
So I mean, that's key.
It's super key. It's actually so we had because we ran it a couple years ago, and we ran it 75 performances, completely sold out every single one of them. We were actually sold out up to 10 weeks in advance, which was great. We love that. And one of the reviewers who came and saw the show came to review the bar. Not even the show.
Right.
And it was one of my favorite quotes, because we were talking about pull lines, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, is the Speakeasy a good theatrical experience? I don't know. But I am of the sound mind that every bar should be run by a theater. Because he liked the drinks so much. We have this cocktail menu with cocktails from the era. And so we have as much creative conversations around the bar as we do the show.
Well, you know, I know that in San Francisco, at least, I think in other cities, there's a whole nostalgia craze. There are people who just live to dress up in vintage clothing.
Yeah, it's Halloween in San Francisco every day.
Well,
right?
that's it. So is that part of it? Are you attracting the vintageites, or whatever you would call them?
We do, you know, and we haven't even, I don't really know all the people from the Art Deco Society.
That was the one I was going for.
But they come. I don't even, they just show up. They love it. They dress up. Sometimes my only complaint is that they look better than us.
Right.
Because they'll spend so much money on just them, and I'm going, I've got a budget. I've got 35 actors.
Right. That's not my
30.
actor. That's an employee.
Yeah,
Take your check.
Exactly. So I mean, they come to the nines. It's incredible.
Right. So now you have got a brand new space. So clearly, you know, from the days when you were
on Shady 6th Street.
On Shady 6th Street, that's right.
We used to call it Stabville and Slee Street.
Yeah, meat. Right. Yeah, the intersection of healthy and happy, right. So a lot has changed since then. You've got this big theatrical success. You're becoming quite the dapper entrepreneur. What's the venue?
So
I mean, you can't do this in someone's backyard.
I can't. No, yeah, and I couldn't tell you exactly where the venue is. Well, it's a speakeasy.
So that is, it's not. It is not. It isn't widely known.
It's not widely known.
I do have to have a password. You
have to. Yeah. We actually don't. When you buy your tickets, we don't tell you where to go. We say we'll get in touch with you, and then we do eventually, and we still don't tell you exactly where to go. We tell you somewhere else to go, and then those people tell you where to go. And so people actually don't know the address. But that being said, we are, I'm so excited where we are. We're on Broadway.
So you're telling me where it is.
So Boxcar, well, Broadway's a long street.
Okay.
Broadway's but I've made the joke, but Boxcar moves to Broadway. That was right. But we're right where Chinatown and North Beach meet. So we're right in the heart of it, which is going to be great for giving tourists an opportunity to come and see the show, which is a little tougher to go to 6th Street as a tourist. So here we're, and it's a lot easier for locals too, with BART stations and transportation and all that. So, but we're right in between North Beach and like literally where they collide.
All right. So you're getting this mystery space that's somewhere where Chinatown and North Beach meet.
I can tell you this about the space. You're talking about history. You're talking about the booths a little bit earlier, which I don't know if I don't know if that's a history that San Francisco wants to. The family didn't turn out so well, right? But or I guess that's the earlier booths, right?
Yeah, I mean John Wilkes, the guy who killed Lincoln.
Not so much.
It was his brother and father who were famous.
They went off and did so well. Yeah. But the space that we're in is an old vaudeville theater. It used to be called the Palace Theater, and it was built in the early 1900s, and then it was knocked down and rebuilt. And we are renaming our theater the Palace Theater.
Right. So you really are resurrecting a bit of San Francisco theatrical history.
Absolutely.
So you really are just a theater tank. I mean, you love this stuff. I mean, otherwise, unless you really were mentally deficient, you wouldn't do this job because it's hard. You're beating yourself against the wall all the time for a buck, for an audience. We keep hearing, I know you've heard it as long as you've been in this, that theater isn't what it used to be in San Francisco. I get a sense now that theater is really quite lively again in San Francisco.
Yeah, well, I think the reality is that things need to evolve. Theater needs to evolve. The city needs to evolve. The people need to evolve, and they do naturally. And the people who are here right now are looking for something different than they probably were looking for in the 70s and the 80s and the 60s. I mean, whatever time frame. So. There's a lot of different companies out there, and everyone kind of has their own mission, and that's great. And what I wanted to start doing was very conceptual theater, very large projects where people could get lost in them. And we attract, the audience that we attract is anywhere from a tech gamer person who wouldn't even call themselves a theater person.
Right.
If I said, what do you want like to do on a Friday night? They say, oh, I like to go out and drink, or I like to go to a baseball game. And so the Speakeasy is
a little bit of,
yeah, it's like, oh, that's another event we can do, but they may not subscribe to ACT. But then we get some of those people who subscribe to ACT who want to come. We got a lot of, anywhere from 25 to 75, that's our demographic. It's, people who go, I used to listen to this music as a kid because my grandparents or my parents used to listen to it. And so they're going for one reason. And then, we get someone who just goes, man, I love to, real degenerates. I love to play blackjack. And I'll play blackjack all night long. And so we allow you to do that. It's a choose your own adventure. So if you don't want to watch any of the characters, any of the actors, and you just want to have a drink and play craps all night long, have fun.
Right.
So it's got a nice mix, and so it allows us to get a lot of people in and offer a little something to different people.
Has it surprised you that it's taken off?
Well,
that's kind of a leading question.
Yeah.
I should not mean because you thought it was going to take off, but
yeah.
It's gotten bigger, I think, than you even thought it would.
It has. Definitely in 2006, when I first conceived this, it was more like it was very much smaller. And with the time that I've had, I just keep creating, keep coming up with, wouldn't it be cool if audience members could now purchase a costume that gives them a character for the night? So you can be the mayor of San Francisco, which I actually ran into Mayor Ed Lee.
Did you
and
invite
I told
him?
Yeah, I said, if you come to the show, I'll let you be the mayor for the night.
What did he say?
Well, he said, this was last February. He goes, I'll let you know after November if I need it.
Well, yeah, so he's got a job. He's got a job. That's where he's going to come. Listen, it's great seeing you all the time.
Thank you.
We've been speaking with Nick Olivero about The Speakeasy. Yeah, I think I might get a costume and go. I might
I'll let you be the mayor.
Thank you. I'd love to be the mayor. I'll never get there any other way. Thanks for watching 10%. We'll see you next week here on Comcast Local 104.